Welcome to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Things.
We're back, man. Episode 392.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get into it. Americans are using PTO to sleep, not just for vacation. This has been a recent article that popped up here. A large number of Americans are using PTO to sleep rather than take a vacation. According to a new report, an AmeriSleep survey of more than 1,200 Americans revealed that 37% used vacation days in the past year to just rest. Where's the rest of the freaking article? Continue reading. Here we go. While many companies have updated their PTO policies to be more flexible or even unlimited in nature, Americans may be less likely to use the time off for vacation due to higher cost of living. However, overall exhaustion can also play a key role, sparking many workers to take time off to rest instead of following any specific plans. The new report found that one third of workers aren't spending their vacation on leisure because they're using it to recover from exhaustion. God damn. That rate was highest amongst millennials at 43%, followed by 34% of Gen X, 33% of Gen Z, and just 20% of baby boomers. I mean, well, 20% of baby boomers because the other half of them is dead already. They resting eternally, nigga.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but I'll say this because I went on vacation not too long ago, and this is true. I pretty much front loaded my vacation. I did a lot of things at the beginning of it, but in the middle, I just was relaxing and sleeping, eating good food, lifting weights, and laying down, man, stretching and chilling. Because also you talk the cost of living is whooping people's ass. See, the thing that's not mentioned in this article is that sleep is free. It's one of the only things you could do, and you ain't got to pay for it. That's the only thing that's free. And technically, it's not free because you got to pay for the fucking mortgage or the rent. So you paying to sleep. The only people that's getting free sleep is the homeless.
Yeah, that's true.
That's fucking crazy, man. We got to pay for everything. It's getting to the point where everything is costing a lot of money. I noticed how do I put this? When my vacation first started, the first day of my vacation was on a Friday, right? That Friday, I went out to L.A. Me and my sister watched the game. We got some food, and, we came back, whatever the case. And that day, I had some stuff I paid for. By the end of that day, on Friday, I spent about $685 in one day.
Yeah.
That was just on a Friday. Then I had, the rest of the week, and I was like, you know what, dude? I might have to sit down for a little bit. I'm getting a little crazy. I definitely, during my vacation, I probably spent well over probably like $1,500.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Boy, Eddie getting to it.
Yeah, man. And it wasn't, and mind you, it wasn't like I was going crazy. Like, yeah, we had a strip club tonight. Like, it was like basic stuff. Chilling with family and, buying some of the, I added it up, like the women in my family buying some of them drinks over, at the establishment we were at. Just the little stuff started adding up, and then gas and shit. Yeah. And I was like, nigga, this is crazy. So to make a long story short, I'll just be sleeping on my vacations going forward. If I do go to China, I'll go to China and just go sleep in the hotel. Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I think one thing that I just seen in the article, it says that people have, which one? Oh, no. It says this is by Rosie Osman. She's a certified sleep scientist coach at AmeriSleep. They asked her a question. She told Newsweek, she said, burnout is so widespread that people are burning vacation days on basic recovery instead of new experiences. Damn. This shift shows that rest has become a necessity, not a luxury. And I think this is not really a conversation, right? Because I think it's a conversation because of what we kind of expect it to look like when people take time off of work.
Right.
But in reality, when you look up the definition of what, paid time off or PTO is for, it's to be paid to be off of work. So whatever you do with that time is up to you. And, sometimes on different articles, it'll list that you can take the time off to rest, to recuperate, to go on vacation. Like, you could literally do whatever you want to. So I think that's the thing. But I think what ends up happening, and it kind of mentions in the article too, that people are not really taking advantage of the time because essentially they're working too much. But I think that's from a lot of the pressure of certain jobs. Like, I know for me, I do feel like I can take time off because we do have the days, but I also feel like if I don't go, then there's like my students are at a disadvantage, in a sense, because I'm pretty much the only person that can teach them certain things, right? Because my class is like super specific. So I can see like why people have that pressure, but at the same time, like, paid time off is, you're getting paid not to be there, so I think part of the article mentioned, about people feeling the necessity to work because they don't have like the resources, or they need to pay their bills or whatever. But like that kind of contradicts the idea of like being paid to not be at work.
I think it's fucked up too because the paid time off, obviously it's not, PTO means you need to take a vacation. It's just paid time off to do whatever you like. I just think that paid time off starts to become a little more difficult when people request PTO, and then instead of going on vacation, their brakes need to get done. They got stuff around the house they have to pay for. They got to change all their tires. They got rent or mortgage due. They have to pay all this shit, and then they'll have PTO, but they're using the things they paid for instead of paying for a vacation.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, but that's a lot of people's situation, man. Like, how can you go to Japan when you got to change all your rotors on your car and your brakes, you know what I'm saying? And let's say your transmission blows out. Japan ain't going to happen for most people after you got to pay for all that shit.
Yeah. I think there's two sides of it though. I think that on one end, I think that there are people that are not making enough money.
Yeah.
And then I think on the other end, there are some people that like, I know, like some of my family, they ain't not rich by any means, but some of my family, they go into different countries and, getting a passport and things like that. And they have figured out a way to, whether they got to save, whether they put it on their credit card and pay it down or whatever the case may be. So I think a lot of times, like, obviously, it would be great for people to be able to make a decent wage. But I think also some of it is like people they have like a history of bad financial literacy.
Yeah.
And then that stuff kind of like builds on itself to where, they just don't have the luxury. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot to really dig yourself out of a hole. Because I know people that make decent money and their credit score is like 500. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just depends. And, they always be like, well, yeah, back in the day I had this credit card, or, I didn't pay my student loans for X amount of years, and, all this different stuff. So I would say, like, obviously people making more money is going to benefit them. But, Eddie, he's been able to go to like some Sparks games, some Dodger games and stuff like that. I've been able to go to Jamaica and, different things like that, little vacations here and there. And I'm not rich by any means.
Same here.
I mean? So,
but I think the thing is from our vantage point, we're like, hey, we're not rich, we're doing it. But it's like, unfortunately, we still exist in a space that a lot of people don't, man. There are a lot of people, and not disclosing how much money me or Keith make, there's a lot of people that don't make that type of money. There are more people that don't make that type of money than do make it.
Yeah. But that's why I gave there's some people, that's what I was saying, like people in my family that
got it.
I know I make more money than.
Got you.
And they are still finding ways to travel and do certain things. So
understood.
It's a way to do it,
Yeah. I think it's getting to the point where you really don't have a choice. I think this existence is very short, and you don't want to turn around and like now you're like 75 years old. You haven't been anywhere.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing, man.
Yeah. I know. I told this to Eddie earlier. One of my coworkers, he's a tattoo artist as well, and he'll take some time off of work, his day job, which is teaching, and he'll travel and he'll do different tattoo conventions, or he'll go to Comic-Con or different things like that, and do art and things like that. So, I think that this is what I would say. I think that it's okay. Like if you do have PTO and that's in your job description, take advantage of it, because And it doesn't always have to be like going on a vacation. I think going on a vacation is great, or seeing the world is great. But I think staying at home on a day, like we both work Monday through Friday.
Yes.
Have you ever been like off on a Wednesday or something like that, and you driving around during the day, and it's just a different energy?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
it's just like the streets is a little more clear.
Yes.
You know, you in the store and it's still people in there.
Yeah.
And you like, why don't y'all got jobs? But you know, you just like,
Yeah, I'd be
because you be
judgmental.
like, I'd be in Walmart. I'm like, dog, where do y'all work to where you
Yeah.
just off on a Monday or Wednesday, you know, in the middle of the week in the daytime? But anyways,
Losers.
but no, I just be like, you know, roaming around, and it's just like a different energy. And
It is.
You feel like, dang, I know I should be somewhere, but at the same time,
I don't care.
yeah, I'm chilling. I'm about to go, you know, grab some food, head home, watch some TV, whatever. Those be like the days, and I feel like for
God.
me, I'm about to take one of those pretty soon, because it's like they're there, and like for me, I try not to take too much time off, because the days they stack up.
Absolutely.
So you know, mine, like we get a few days every year, so they start to stack up. Like the longer you work and you know you're not taking time off, like the more you just build.
Absolutely.
So I just want to, you know, have a bunch of days in the hole, but at the same time, like it's okay to take a day off, like just, you know, mental health day, and you don't really have to say you don't got to say why. You know, you could literally just take the time off. They used to have it to where like the teachers would, or if you was absent or whatever, you would have to say the reason. And then I guess people was putting like embarrassing, you know, reasons in there and stuff like that. And I don't know any specifics, but you know, I could only imagine.
Crazy
it was like,
reasons that somebody just put anal on that motherfucker.
yeah.
Like, damn.
Anal leakage.
Like, you know, me and my husband were having a good time last night, and it was just too rough.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't be around the students today.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And it's like, yo, I guess I'll excuse this. How much time do you need off? I need a week. Because he really made a mess back there. Nasty lady. But you know what I thought about too? I ain't gonna lie. I've been out on a random Tuesday or Wednesday or something, and I've been at like a Walmart, and I was like, you know what? I could do this for the rest of my life.
Just not have to be anywhere, huh?
Yeah, and there's no urgency.
Yeah.
No, like some people's like, I need a job because I need purpose. Shit.
No,
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
I don't, nigga. As long as I got money to provide and do what I need to do, I don't need a job. If all I did was wake up when I wanted to, lift weights, and eat good food, that's all I would do.
100%. Yeah, I'm a person, like, I'm pretty, I don't get bored, right?
There you go.
And I don't get bored because I'm a creative. So
There you go.
If I feel like I, you know, want to do something, and I just go I go create. But, so yeah, I'm the same way. Like those days, like even this summer when I didn't really have like to be anywhere or whatever the case may be, it was actually like very rewarding and fulfilling, because I was able to just like create like 24/7, and I didn't have to clock in or clock out. And I think that, I could see a world, like if there was a way, like I was just thinking the other day, or I was thinking today, Aziz Ansari, the comedian.
Yeah.
He, I guess he has a new movie coming out that he wrote and directed and stuff like that. It's like, I guess like some comedy movie or whatever. And I just had a thought about his life. I was like, it's so dope that he gets to sit down for 4 months and write a movie and not have to worry about the bills or whatever. He might get a check, or he might have residuals from his comedy shows, or he might just have enough money to sustain his life for 4 months, and where he could just sit down and work on a screenplay every day. And I was just thinking, like, man, that's the ideal space for anybody. Because I feel like if you're going, and I think my job is great, and I make a decent living doing it, but it's still a job at the end of the day. It's still somebody telling you that you need to be in a specific place at a specific time. So I tell everybody, like, you know, they ask me how I like it. I'm like, it's a really good job. You know what I mean? It's the best job that I've ever had. But it's still with the caveat that it's a job.
You're still exchanging your time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So ideally, it's like what Eddie was saying. Like you hit the gym, grab some food, you know, may go home and chill, or you may go like record a podcast, or you may do an interview with another content creator or something like that. And then, you know, just live your life like that.
Absolutely. So, folks, if you get anything from this message for this topic, take your paid time off, man. Even if you're not doing shit, even if you ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
You don't need to have a big grand plan. If you said, man, I'm just a little burnt, I need to sit down. Like, first of all, you don't need to disclose that with everybody. Like, I'm taking time off. I feel burnt out. You might have somebody like some boomer might be like, no, you should be at work. If you're not sick, you should be at work. It's like that meant something back in your day, Grandpa. That means nothing to me now.
We move different. I think it's good that you said that, because I know like my younger sibling, like my little brother, like he would take advantage of his PTO.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, to where like my mom would be like, yo, you need to go to work. Like you like, but she's coming from a person that was born in 1970. Like that's kind of how they move. Like if you are able to go to work, then you go to work. But he coming from it, and I was like kind of like on the fence about it too. Like kind of like, dang, maybe you should be at work because you just never know. But at the end of the day, you can't get fired. You can't fire somebody for taking time off that the company is allowing you to take off. So that's that that's that generational gap.
Yes.
Like I think that like for me, if I think we get however many days, if I take all of those days off, that's I have every right to do that because that's what it's designed for.
Absolutely.
And sorry to cut you off, but we work 180 days, you know what I mean? And that's not a lot compared to like other people. But, you know, our job is like very, you know, like it's very interactive, you know what I mean? So you're managing 30 kids in a class, you know, 180 days out of the year. So, you know, sometimes you just need a time to just chill in your bed, watch Netflix or watch TV, eat some popcorn, and
don't feel bad about it. Mm-hmm. Just don't feel like, oh, I'm just wasting my life away. I'm watching Netflix. Mm-hmm. It's like, what are you doing with the rest of your time? If you're productive predominantly most of the time, then if just sitting there doing nothing is what you need to do nothing.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, there's that, man. Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and move on. Switching gears. Young Thug recently got slammed for hard R's with the white cover on a new album. So the song is just, hopefully it's in this link here, but it's just, I can't even explain. Okay, the link's not in there. Damn it. I'll go to TikTok and find it. But it's just, I know they say like art, you know, art is subjective and this and that, but this isn't art. This is just bullshit. Young Thug new song.
It's on his album.
Oh, it's on his album.
Yeah, it's the first song on his album.
Oh shit. Well, I haven't listened to the album, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
But
I'm just saying if you can't find it on there.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go to that right now then. Young Thug. And he's white on the cover, which makes no sense.
Some white face going on.
He's got white face going. Hold on. And it's called
Ninja.
Okay. I'm plugging it in right now, guys. I don't think it's it's kind of near like some ways into the song. Are you connecting a pair of headphones? Just put other device, right?
Yeah.
Other device? Let's try it. Hold on.
I don't know actually.
Damn it.
Is the most of them. This is the one that you see the shadow in the back of the room. He's the one directing track.
I don't want to get the strike for it though.
Yeah, try to find the little spot.
The little, you know, TikTok.
But yeah.
I'm moving forward probably.
Yeah, I was just saying try to find the spot in the song.
All right, hold on.
Not the job of 20th in there.
Nigga, you ain't know your shit. Beat dog right now. Folk ain't talking about it. Bitch, I ain't hitting that bitch. No, little bit of bad. You niggas ain't hoes. I come straight from the trying to send her alone. We trapping and right here wherever we go. Let's go. We selling these. They follow us cause it ain't in your sheets. Yeah. I chop down the freak. Woo. The spot got a reek. Hey. They smelling like they wanna be just like us and all. They better not play with me, nigga. Sleep with the K with me, nigga. Some bad shit lay with me, nigga. My kids ain't straight, you nigga. I'm not fake, you nigga. Black diamonds today, I'm a nigga.
I think that's good.
Nigger.
All right, I think you guys get it.
Yeah. That sounds hard.
It just sounds terrible. You know how bad the N-word is with an R? That's a black man saying it. It made me uncomfortable.
That's what I'm saying. It sounds like it makes me feel uncomfortable.
It does. And then he had the white. I think that this might be his attempt at like some artistic approach.
One thing he said in one of his interviews, he said when he was on what's the one with Ryan Clark? What's the
Pivot?
Yeah, the Pivot. He was saying, I forget the dude's name, but he was on there. He was like, he said, people saying that you gay, like, you know, you wearing dresses. I'm like, and he's like, you know, you got kids, like, you know, you got kids and baby moms. Like, I don't think the dude is gay, but like, what do you say to that? And he was like, he was basically saying like, I'm kind of like on some futuristic, you know what I mean? Like Andre 3000, like, you know, like I'm way out there with it, but he was saying I had to draw it back because people didn't really understand it. So I think that, like you were saying, I think this is part of him being creative or trying to like be different. And yeah, that's what.
Yeah, I think that being an artist, it's important to go for it because you could create a trend that way. Like when Future started rapping like a certain way, like in 2014, he created a whole culture like that. Mm-hmm. Like Future like affected how hip hop changed. He's a part of it, you know. But it's other times Future done did some shit and it was whack.
I think that's somebody was saying that about anybody, like Pharrell, for example. They were saying like, you know, he had a crazy run like in the early 2000s.
He was singing on hooks.
He did beat, and he did the hardest hip hop beats.
Yeah.
And then he did, you know, Britney Spears type beats, all these different things.
He did Gwen Stefani too.
Gwen Stefani.
He was going crazy.
Bananas and all these other songs, right? For different artists. And then they were saying like when you're like that forward thinking or that different, there are going to be times where it just doesn't land.
It doesn't land.
Yeah. And I think that that's part of it, but at the same time, like I don't think this is going to ever land.
No,
I don't think the hard ER is ever going to land.
You know what's funny? I feel bad for white people listening to that song with the speakers on blast, like driving down the street, and it's just hard R's, and it is like, "Hey, Chad, man, we got to turn this off, man. we can't play this right now, man."
Nah, yeah, and there's another sector of those people that was like, "Yeah, turn it up."
It's 2025, man. Fuck it, bro. Nobody's racist, dude. Turn it up. Oh man,
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy. But Pharrell, he was on a super crazy run. I think two of my favorite or like biggest songs, in my personal opinion, was "Frontin'" with Jay-Z.
Frontin' for sure.
I had just graduated high school when that song came out.
Yeah.
And that shit was just, I used to listen to that song every day. Every day. I know that I'm carrying on. Never mind if I show it, no. I was just frontin'. That shit crazy. Like on speakers right now, that shit still goes crazy. And like, if you got that shit on blast and like another millennial pulls up next to you, they're like, "Oh my God, it's my favorite song."
Yeah.
Yeah, you're old.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to watch the Lego documentary?
I did not. No.
Yeah, you got to watch it, dude.
I watch it.
Especially as a Pharrell fan, like I think you would really enjoy it.
I would. I like a lot of Pharrell's work in general.
Yeah.
But even like the albums, the NERD albums are super cool.
Yeah.
They're super different, and the production's super different. But I just love it. I can't really express, like, I don't even know what genre that is.
Yeah.
It's like a genreless sound, but it's super dope.
I guess I would probably say it's like a subsection of rock, though.
Yeah,
you know, because I think it has a slight hip hop influence on some of the songs where he'll have like a hip hop feature, but for the most part, like it's, you know, guitars and like they're pulling out the real instruments.
Yeah,
for
they
it
are
and stuff like that. But
that was the
NERD
last.
is dope.
The last NERD album they had wasn't the one where he had like the feathers on his head.
No, they did one after that, I thought.
Really?
Yeah. I thought they did one. That's when they had that song Lemon with Rihanna.
Oh, and that was an NERD album?
I think that was an NERD song, but I don't know if they put an album out.
Yeah, there was like a song, but it wasn't like an album.
It might have been a single. But
Yeah, I think it was a single because I'm looking right here. I have all the albums here. It says it's no one really dies.
No one ever really dies.
No, that was an album. It was an album. Yeah, but it says NERD.
Yeah, I remember that because
Yeah.
it had a song with Future on there. There was a couple other songs that they had on.
But
there.
it's not one of the more notable ones.
It didn't have that.
Nothing was the one that I'm talking about, where he has the feathers on his head.
Yeah, 2017. No one ever really died.
My favorite out of all the NERD albums is Seeing Sounds, 2007.
Slaps.
It's got the big gorilla. It's got straight slaps on
Seeing
it.
Sounds. I also like.
All the girls standing in the line for the bathroom.
Oh my God.
All the girls
We
standing
used to
in
love
the line.
that song.
That
I
shit
forgot
go
about
crazy.
that. That song was so hard, bro.
Yeah.
All the girls standing in the line for the bathroom.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Kanye had like a remix on that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fire.
He said, do you have any black inside you?
What, do
Would
you
you
want
like
it?
some?
Oh, what do you
Like
like some?
some?
Yeah.
That shit was fire, bro.
Yeah. That's dope, man.
Yeah, for some of those, you guys are lost. You don't know what we're talking about. You're probably like maybe like 28 or something. And you're behind the ball. But you know what? Let me take that back. Hold on. I noticed, like, I don't rock with the Gen Z, the younger Gen Z. They're just weirdos. But the
OG Gen Zs.
the OG Gen Zs, they're super cool. They're like your
like
like
my
your brother.
sister's age.
Your sister's actually
Yeah.
really cool, but she's still on the younger. She's 24.
She's 25.
Oh, 25. Oh
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
She's like an older one, but
Yeah.
because she was born in 2000, so
Got it.
they got a little bit of that 90s.
They do. Yeah.
Influence in there still.
They do.
And you'd be surprised, like, certain songs or whatever. You'd be like, "Hey, you weren't even born.
Yeah.
You weren't even thought of when this came out." But the music, TV, movies,
Culture was different.
It's culture, yeah.
But plus, also, too, siblings change what you are influenced by. Like your sister, I'm sure she probably listens to like 90s R&B. And it's mainly because I was probably your brother Desmond, Desmond, your mom, freaking Gubba. Like, but the thing about it with Quante is he's still a millennial. He's a millennial actually, but he's the youngest millennial. I could be wrong. The youngest millennial? No, he's right.
96. So I think
He's 29.
I think they're on. I think they are the youngest ones. I think maybe
I
like
think 28 is the
5 or something like that.
28 is I think 97 is the cutoff.
97 is the cutoff.
That's
okay.
the oldest the youngest you could be as a
I
millennial.
mean, we could look it up.
Yeah.
We gotta be guessing.
Those are the
audience.
millennials that are super cool because they're like
Yeah.
our little brothers and sisters. Like they were exposed to a lot of the same culture. Like they were little babies when freaking Y2K happened and shit. They remember some of that stuff.
96, yeah.
96?
81 to 96.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, so they're all millennials.
Yeah, they're all millennials. Yeah, they're the end. But the Gen Zs,
Gen Z is 97 to 2012.
yeah, the 97s, those guys, like that class, they grew up with a lot without the internet. Like they grew up, the internet was here, but it wasn't
Like
what
they
it
didn't
is.
have They didn't have phones when they was kids.
Absolutely. Yeah, but the kids that those Gen Zs, the little ones that grew up with a tablet, those motherfuckers, once their social battery runs out, they'll just stare at you. It's like, hey man, like if you got more than 2 minutes of conversation with them, they'll be like, uh-huh.
I would say I'm gonna give my kids more credit than that. In my experience, like actually seeing kids on a day-to-day basis, they can function without their phone. It's just habitual, right? Like they are so used to always being on their phone. But there are some, I would say like some socially awkward kids, still kind of roaming around. But I think for the most part, like if you create, at least for me, like I try to create an environment where you're not reliant on your phone. I think it's mostly like an attention thing. I think it's also a thing too where like people don't like to do nothing. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm a victim of it as well. Like, I'm not on my phone in my class, but like when I'm on break, like I'm on my phone. You know what I mean? I might be looking at YouTube or something like that, or responding to a text or whatever. But yeah, I think we don't do nothing enough. If that makes sense.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Bro, hold on. That really is a great point. I don't think people realize what Keith just said. We don't do nothing enough. I will remember, like, when I was in high school, or not even in high school, even in college, even when I had a cell phone, I would, like, supposed to be meeting at some place or going, like, to the financial aid office or whatever, and I would just go in there and I would just sit there. I would just sit there.
There was nothing to do.
I would sit there and like smell the smells and like smell the wet grass and like see the squirrels run across the campus.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? See somebody I know, hey, what's up, bro? And hear the crickets and shit. And I would just sit there. And we don't do enough of that now.
Yeah.
We are just like preoccupied by noise.
It's always something.
Yeah, that's like there's certain times, like for example, when I go to the movies, I turn my phone off now. I just turn it the fuck off. I was like, there's nothing. I think about what's so urgent. And think about this: if you're married, right? Let's say you're married, or you're there on a date, or you're with your girlfriend. The person you're paying attention to is right there with you. Why the fuck do you need the phone?
Right.
Just 100%. Turn it off. Just turn the phone off and enjoy the movie and be present.
Right.
Because it'll be somebody watching a movie and then you hear a phone go off. Dee 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 do 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 do. And don't let it be an elderly person. They don't know how to work their fucking phone.
Right.
The phone will be like,
they fumbling around with it and all kind of stuff.
They sending text messages with the sound on full blast. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I ran into my old neighbor last Tuesday at Taco Fresco.
The guy upstairs?
The guy Gregory. That guy's like, I think he's 90.
Dang. He be walking around and stuff, right?
He walks around all over the place. But I seen him at Taco Fresco. And we're standing like where me and you are. And I was like, hey, what's going on, Gregory? He's like, hey, Eddie, how's everything going? I'm like, God damn. I was like, everything's fine. And he pulled out a flip phone.
Yeah.
But this was like a mega flip phone.
Yeah.
It was a flip phone that had probably no internet, nothing.
Yeah.
But just like you said, he was texting on it and it was loud. Like it was like it sounded like he was loading a gun, but he's sending a fucking text message. It's like, shit, Gregory. He's like, so you like tacos, huh? I was like, yeah, I'm getting some chicken ones. Huh? I said, I'm getting some chicken ones. The trippy ones, what?
He couldn't hear you.
Nah, he couldn't hear. But I made sure to lean into that left ear. The left ear is a good one.
That's the one.
Yeah, I'm like, oh. You know, I was like, man, I love the chicken. Huh? Trippy Red? What is that? I'm like, oh, man. Yeah, we done went all over the place. It's time to move on. However.
Shout out Gregory, man.
Yeah, shout out to Gregory, man. That guy, you know what? I got love for him, but he owed me hella money.
Oh, yeah, I remember you were saying he used to borrow money from you all the time.
He used to borrow so much money from me that he's like, he must forget. He uses his age as a crutch for like him not remembering. But he's like, hey, Eddie. I was like, what's up? Do you have $5? I'm like, here you go, man. Then, maybe 2 weeks later, hey, Eddie. I'm like, what's going on? Do you have $5? I'm like, here you go. And he's like, do you have $2? I'm like, here you go. And mind you, I lived there for like 10 years.
Yeah.
So it's like, can you imagine?
Every once in a while, you just giving him $5, $2, $3.
Nigga, it got so bad it felt like Groundhog's Day. Remember the movie Groundhog's Day?
Yeah.
You wake up, it's the same outcome. Yeah. I wake up, I knock on my door. Hey, Eddie, $5. Next day. Hey, Eddie, $5. I'm like, okay.
Bro, the bad part about those kind of people is that when you need it, they ain't nowhere around.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. That nigga had me feel like it was Groundhog's Day in this motherfucker. Many times he asked me for $5. I was like, Gregory, you can't get very far with $5. This is not 1993, brother.
That's funny.
Bro, people forget what $5 could get you, bro.
Yeah.
I remember there was times where I would be
a real millennial.
Oh my God. I remember when I was just flat broke and your brother would be like, hey man, come with me to Visalia. I'm like, hell no, I'm broke. I ain't got no money. He's like, I got some money, bro. I got $20. Let's go.
Yeah.
So he would have enough to put gas in his Dodge Neon. We would drive all the way out of town.
You could probably get like, 10 gallons of gas? He might have spent like half on gas and then the rest on food.
Like he would have like $25 for gas and then he would have like $20 food. Yeah. Right? Or like cash.
25 for sure filling up his tank.
Yeah,
that probably is more than enough to fill up the tank.
Oh yeah. So we go out there, right? But here's the thing. We go out there and we be chilling with his family all day and stuff. And then he was like, hey, man, let's go to McDonald's. I'm like, bro, I'm broke. He's like, nigga, I said I'm good. Let's eat. So he'd have $20. And then we would split it. But we would split it 2 different days because we would spend $10. He'd give me $5. He had $5. So imagine getting 5 McChickens a piece.
That's good eats.
5 McChickens and he get 5 McChickens. And we busting those chickens down. Then the next day before we come back, we do the same thing at McDonald's again and go home. Like, dog, you can't lie to me and say, oh, it's just inflation. That's all it is. It's just how the prices. Shut up.
They said they print like 400. It was something crazy. It might have been $400 million a day or something crazy that the Federal Reserve is like printing this money. I don't know. I might be crazy.
You probably right.
I heard the number. It was 400 something. But I was just thinking like, dog, that's why like everything is so expensive. Like they're printing money without any sort of backing behind it. You know what I mean? Like it's just an arbitrary piece of paper.
Yeah.
That doesn't have any value.
What's it supposed to basically? It's almost like a bond almost.
No, I mean I think it used to be backed by actual physical gold, but then I think we removed ourselves from that system. But now it's just like there's no like it's like it was a cryptocurrency commercial that was talking about it.
Okay.
But yeah, cryptocurrency, there's a finite amount of cryptocurrency, right? So the value just kind of continues to grow and they're not making any more. But as I feel like as money gets printed, it just devalues because there's more out there, So
the base, look here, the moral of the story is we need to find these printers, okay? We need to find these printers. And I'll tell you what, if I find a printer, right, I'm not telling anybody, but what's going to happen is the production is going to change and we'll be using golden mics. Okay, that's how you're going to know something is different here. Like I've been seeing Eddie and Keith with golden mics. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah. I'm going to be podding from like a Maybach. Like this is going to be a Maybach in here just sitting in there. I'm going to just be podding from the Maybach.
Yeah, we're going to be having like random weird relationships. Like all of a sudden we're podcasting, DJ Khaled pops in, hey, what's going on? Yo, this the best podcast ever.
They didn't want us to have a podcast, so we made a podcast.
Brown paper bags.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Yeah. Right. I'm surprised they haven't made like is there a movie like that? Like just somebody that got a hold of the money printing thing or something like that?
I don't know. I think that there was a time, especially in the 90s and early 2000s, where people got very good at doing counterfeits, and they were very what's the word, like meticulous. Like they were very specific about how they made the bills, and they were so good that they were indistinguishable.
Yeah, now we got the 100 got the little blue strip in there, so it's a little different.
Yeah, they got the blue strip in there, and then
yeah, now you got to hold it up to the light and look for the little, like the $20. The only way you could do it is if you strictly did 10s, 5s, and 1s.
Yeah, I have a question. I'm not sure. If let's say, for example, you save some money physically, like 12 to 15 years ago, and that circulation of money is like currently not in circulation, is that money still good?
What do you mean?
Like let's say for example, let's say a person sold drugs or something, and they had a bunch of 100s and 50s from like 1998.
Oh yeah.
Would you still be able to use that money?
Yeah, I think it still holds the same value.
Same value. Okay.
Yeah, you can
That's
still
crazy.
Use it. I think they do take, I believe, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think they probably do take some money out of like circulation, maybe. But I don't know, because once it's in circulation, like it's just out in the world.
They do though, because there was a movie that I seen where they were taking money out of circulation, and there was like people trying to rob it. I can't remember the name of the movie. But there was like a bunch of money that was being taken out of circulation, and they were going to like put it in an incinerator or burn it or something, and people were trying to like stop it. Fuck, I can't remember the name of the movie.
I don't know. Yeah, but there's like pennies and stuff that'd be from like 1920 and
exactly
kind of going around. So.
Yeah, I've seen, you got to pick up those pennies and read them, because there'd be some old ones.
Yeah,
I seen some old ass quarters too. And I was like, yo, I don't want to spend this quarter. One time I was so apprehensive to like I had like a $50.
Yeah. And
it was from like the 60s, dude.
Really?
That's
really cool.
God damn.
Yeah, I was talking about it the other day. I was thinking about like collecting quarters, like just because I'll see, especially like with the vending machines, I'll see quarters from different states or different people on them. They'll have, like Native American people on there, or they'll have civil rights leaders, or like people that discovered certain land and things like that. So I'll run across like all kind of different quarters, and I just want to start collecting those, because I don't think they have any more value than just a quarter, but I think it's just cool to have that collection of different quarters.
Yeah,
especially in a thing now. Most people using their cars. They don't even really use physical money anymore.
Yeah, I think using money using physical money is important too. Simply because I like to reduce the amount of transactions that I have, because I want to keep my eyes open for fraudulent activity. I think if you're using your card too much and too many transactions, you may not notice that transaction for $1.75. on your account, and then that $1.75 turns into $6, and then that $6 turns into $30, and that $30 turns into $500.
Yeah.
But you gotta like notice it, and you gotta and also like I like to read the specifics of the transaction, because certain places you go, it'll be a weird name.
Yes.
Like you'll go to like some store to buy some T-shirts, and it'll be like Brooklyn, New York, something, something. I'm like, Brooklyn, New York? What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And then it's probably because that merchant might have a relationship with whatever place that uses that merchant, like whatever. And then you're like, okay, that's what it was.
Yeah. Sometimes too, like some of my subscriptions, they'll be weird too. Like I look on my transactions and
Like
it'll
Arizona.
be like, yeah, or it'll say like Star Prize Company or something like that,
Yeah.
or Star Enterprises, and you're like, what the heck is that? And then you realize it's like, oh, that's the parent company of this brand or whatever the case may be. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be looking at transactions. It'll be like big booty Latinas. You like,
You'll be like, dang.
$75? What's going on? I didn't spend this.
Thought I canceled that.
Yeah, I thought I deleted this.
You know, that Amazon is they got sued, so they'll be paying it's like some billions back to customers because basically they were almost like coercing people into paying the like the monthly charges or something,
Really?
like without being very transparent. You would have to do like more research. I'm kind of like just freestyling, but that's the idea of it, that Amazon has to pay back a bunch of money to its customers.
I mean, you're going to get a little check for like $2.75.
Probably so, yeah. You know, they're dispersing it out to everybody.
Yeah.
But I do think that there's a lot of situations. I hate the automatic payment. I think as a business owner, I think it's great because you know you're getting that consistent money. But as a consumer, I think it's a little bit of like they're taking advantage of people. Because sometimes with certain products too, like you may not even want it, but you might have just forgot to cancel it or whatever, and then they just collecting that money. And then, like you were saying, you don't see it until you look at your transactions. And then once you see your transactions, you're like, dang, I need to cancel this. And by then, they done already took your $40 or $30 or whatever the monthly charge is. So,
Man, yeah. Keep your eyes on the prize, man. Okay, and stop using them dang porn subscriptions, man. Stop doing that.
yeah.
Y'all gotta cut it out with the OnlyFans and shit, man.
Yeah.
Porn is free, man.
Yeah.
All right, and if you can help it, stop watching that stuff. Porn is the devil.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyways, switching gears. Rapper makes a lynching anthem. Okay, for those that don't know what lynching is, obviously there's some racial component there, and there's this guy named Forgiato Blow. They call him a Trump rapper, and this guy has made a legitimate racist song. Like I think that there's times where there's nuance and conversation to be had where we like, hey, is this really a racist song? Is this really this? But yeah, this is absolutely racist. All right. So what I'll do is before I read this article, actually no, let me dig into it really quick, and then we'll go play the audio. Outrage is a pro-Trump rapper and country singer released pro-lynching song "Hang 'Em Up High at Sundown." And for those that don't know what a sundown town is, that is a place where they do not want black people after sundown. Okay, there's been a lot of black people that came up missing after that. Over a banjo riff, the chorus of Good versus Evil from Maga rapper Forgiato Blow and country singer J.J. Lawhorn repeats instructions for hanging people at sundown, an apparent reference to sundown towns that violently enforce racial segregation. The song calls for big tall tree and a short piece of rope to hang them up high at sundown and leave them swinging so the folks all know we don't mess around in our town. A verse from Forgiato Blow, whose real name is Kurt Jantz, lists 3 white murder victims whose killer or accusers are black and Latino. He named the killings of Austin Metcalf, Laken Riley, and Ira Zurowski, who was fatally stabbed on a bus in North Carolina. Jantz says she was killed by a nigga. So this is a white guy that's using the N-word openly in his music and talking about lynching. This is serious. This is where we talk about hate speech. There's free speech and there's hate speech. This is clearly hate speech. And you got to be careful. And also the open racism is very dangerous. So let me turn this on right here.
The family.
Who would have thought the girl who left the danger in Ukraine would get her life taken riding on a train by a nigga when she's rapping Black Lives Matter? But you triggered by this song, tell me which is sad. Big tall tree and a short piece of rope, hang 'em up high and sundown, leave 'em swinging so the folks all know you don't mess around in Northtown.
I mean, as you
That's
heard,
trash.
as you heard, that was extremely. You can't misconstrue that. Like you can't say like, oh, I mean, it's just a coincidence. It's just this is a problem. And this is not just a rapper that's just like, not well known. This guy has been shaking Trump's hand. He's been at Trump's rallies. Like he's been openly around this guy. I think that here's the problem. I think that if you're the president of the United States, you have to vet people better than that because they're going to think you subscribe to that. And he hasn't denounced any of it. This guy literally made a lynching song. And I think as the president of the United States, you should come out. Like you wanted Jimmy Kimmel off air for a joke that wasn't even about Charlie Kirk, right? It was a joke about you being insensitive to a friend dying. You mentioned construction rather than the fact that, your friend is gone. Mm-hmm. And that got Jimmy Kimmel temporarily taken off air. But this guy is talking about hanging black people and using the N-word in his music. He also has another song called "Make America White Again." Mm-hmm. I don't know if I sent it to you or not.
I don't think I heard that one.
This shit's wild, man. Mm-hmm. It's wild. And the thing about it too is it's not even fire. Mm-hmm. Like if it was racist, but it still was. I was like, this nigga racist, but he got bars. Yeah. But he ain't got no bars. He just racist. So it's like, bro, come on, man. And I got to play this a little piece of this. I want to get a strike for this.
White lives matter, and I'm also said that white nigga. White lives matter, nigga. No, I said that white nigga. Make America white again. 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 Trunk full of white girl. White lives matter, and I also said that white nigga.
I mean, that's crazy.
That's very bold.
That's scumbag material. Yeah. That's scumbag material, right? And the thing about it is people, like, this is why I think the conversation when it comes to race, we have to be, like, we got to point this stuff out. Because I think the problem with the left is when they frivolously bring up something racial that's not even that deep, they'll be like, I went to Starbucks and I did not feel seen as a black person. And it's like, please don't do this. Because it's just going to people are going to be racially exhausted when you find anything and create a racial component behind it. But when it comes to things like this, that's when you got to pay serious attention. Mm-hmm. This is just pure fucking hatred. Mm-hmm. Pure hatred. White lives matter. Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's crazy. And using the N-word in the song. First of all, if you have that much vitriol and that much disdain for black people, why are you rapping? And why are you trying to look like a black guy? This guy's beard, it looks ridiculous. His beard, he got 2 gold chains on with a crazy beard, and he's got gold teeth in his mouth. Like, what is going on with the world these days? I think that both sides has lunatics on their side, but this here is just flat out blatant old school racism, bro.
Right.
Right. And my thing is I'm not here to debate on who is racist and who's not. This motherfucker's clearly racist as a motherfucker. But like when they talk, people are very adamant about Charlie Kirk for some reason. They're like, you know what? You proved to me what he said was racist. And I was like, bro, I mean, I could just go see a couple things that even with context, I've listened even with context to the things that Charlie Kirk was saying about black people and black pilots. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, dude, even in context, this is terrible. Mm-hmm. And somebody had mentioned, he was debating somebody. He says, you do realize, I know what you said about black pilots, but you do realize that they all have a certain standard that they have to. And Charlie Kirk said, no, they don't. No, they don't. He shot it down right there.
Yeah.
He said, no, they don't. No. So you mean to tell me that they're just like letting black pilots just float through the airport? Like,
yeah.
Like this guy, his last job was Little Caesars and now he's a fucking pilot. Like that's not how it works. I just think that you have to be careful with this messaging because you're galvanizing the wrong people. And they will subscribe. Like, if you tell me that you love Forgiato Blow and you love Charlie Kirk and you supposed to be in, like, I'm drawing a line in the sand because I don't subscribe to hateful things, right? I don't subscribe to things that hate Latinos or white people, nothing. So if I could do that, especially as a black man, what is your excuse for listening to this rapper, right? Or trying to fight tooth and nail about how great Charlie Kirk was? I'm not here to demonize him. The man is dead. But in truth, the legacy you leave behind cannot be unnoticed. Whenever me and Keith are gone from this planet, we're gonna have years of podcasts here, and people will get to judge our character. Like, we will be in the airwaves forever, right? They might find out what is a podcast in like the next 200 years and be like, well, there's these two guys out of Bakersfield, California, that did a podcast for X amount of years. And this is how they felt about this. And it might be like, I feel like podcasting is going to end up being like the dinosaur fossil one day. Mm-hmm. They might have like an audio version of what it meant. And maybe the people that find our podcast, maybe they won't even be speaking English. Mm-hmm. Maybe there might be some new language. Mm-hmm. Who knows? Who knows? But anyways, this nigga's racist, man.
I feel like I don't want to spend too much time talking about this personally because I feel like we're preaching to the choir. Yeah. I don't think that the people that are coming across our podcast needs to hear this.
No.
But I hear what you're saying. I think that it is ironic and kind of ignorant that somebody is using a medium created by black people to call black people the N-word, you know what I mean? So, and to talk about lynching and hanging people and stuff like that. And I don't know. I just don't. I think that us giving it this much energy is just kind of like promoting it more so than really sending a message out there that it's wrong. Because I think it's pretty obvious that somebody's saying the N-word and a white rapper saying the N-word, and not even in a way where not even in like the what's the dude from Texas? The Mexican Mexican OT? Yeah, not even in the Mexican OT way, or like even in the 6ix9ine way, like in a way where you're trying to say it in a like as a slur, you know what I mean? So yeah, I got no words for this, man.
Yeah, I mean, I would just advise him to please go to some black communities and go to Chicago or go to the South Side of Chicago and other places and spread your gospel, spread your music around, man, and get the community involved and see how they receive it. Mm-hmm. If you go to the South Side of Chicago with that rap, that you won't make it out alive. Go to LA with that nonsense. Go down over there on Crenshaw and Slauson and then play your song. Mm-hmm. And that'll be the last day you leave that. If you do leave, you'll be in a wheelchair. This is 2025, man. You're not going to be able to be, you can be openly racist on the internet. That's easy. Mm-hmm. That's real easy. Go ahead and be openly racist on the internet. Do that shit in public and see how it works. Mm-hmm. That shit is not going to fly, homie.
Yeah.
Especially if you're saying something that's discrediting Latinos. Good luck, buddy. Good luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go to East LA and say that. Mm-hmm. Go to East LA and say something, distasteful and see if you make it out of there. Mm-hmm. You probably won't. But yeah, there's that. I just think that these are the type of messages that people should pay attention to. I think that a lot of times, what administration was everybody just bored? The Obama administration was kind of like that, where people were like, oh, I don't like this, and this, this bathroom, we should have this gender bathroom and this and that. Yeah. And it was at a time where people were finding things to consider issues because, life wasn't as complicated then during the Obama administration or even during the motherfucking, the Bush administration. Mm-hmm. Think about life under the Bush administration. And it was to me, I'd rather have George Bush any day. Just based on I lived through it. And it's a lot of people didn't like Bush. I didn't care for him either, but the way life was back then, it was a lot more peaceful, it felt like.
Oh yeah,
It was
yeah,
a lot.
Donald Trump.
It was a lot less chaos, and there was a lot more decorum. Even though Bush was a dummy, at the same time there was like some comic relief there when that guy threw that shoe at him.
Yeah,
The guy threw the shoe at, and he was quick.
yeah,
He,
good reflex.
he threw the shoe and he ducked and he's like, "Oh, almost got me." Fool me once. What did he say? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Fool me twice, you ain't fool me again. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was some good times. Actually, J. Cole used that snippet.
Yeah, in Central Pay. Not Central Pay.
Not Central Pay. No role
No
models.
role models. Yeah.
Like, fool me twice, can put the blame on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Times have changed. You know what's crazy too? And it makes me sad. If you go back to, let's just go back to 2019. Not even that far ago. Life was so different, Keith. Remember how life was when we started this podcast in 2018? Mm-hmm. Just the landscape of the world was different. Like it wasn't nearly as bad, man. People were still like normal pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, it was like people still, but COVID fucked everybody up. I don't think we have not recovered from COVID.
Yeah.
I think there's still some remnants of, developmental issues within Gen Z. And
there was an article that came out too that had recently said that I think non-vaccinated people are healthier or something like that.
Oh Lord, come on.
So we have that going around.
Like I didn't get the vaccination, not because I'm anti-vax, just because I don't get flu shots. So I'm like, if I don't get flu shots, what's the point of getting this shit?
Yeah, we got the fake vax. We had to get the vax to go see the basketball game.
I don't know what you're talking about, Keith. What I did do, okay, which is legal, what I did do is I got my nose, you know, they dig in your nose for a nose sample? Mm-hmm. You get, what they call that? I forgot what they call it. But a COVID test.
Yeah.
Within 24 hours, I think it was.
Yeah, it was good.
I had that done. It was like not a vaccination card. What was it called? Damn it.
You would just go, you drop it off at the pharmacy, and then they give you a positive or negative test.
Man, the lady she went in my nose, but she did it through the drive-through.
She stuck the thing in your nose? The one I went to.
Oh, and actually, she had me do it.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't remember them doing it.
Yeah, I did it. My bad. And I was about to say, she went deep in my nose, but I did accidentally. Nigga, I touched my brain. I was like, oh.
Yeah, they tell you to go pretty far in there. Yeah.
I pulled that shit out. I had brain matter on that shit. I was like, God damn, I'm stupider. Life is crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, hey, good luck to this guy. I just encourage people that when they say racist things on the internet, that's easy, man. Can you please go do that in public? Right? Mm-hmm. Just go to a predominantly black area and say, hey, man, I want you to get on my song. Here's my song. Here, let me play it for you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good luck with that. Anyway, switching gears. Planned obsolescence. Now, for those that don't know what this means, I will give you the definition immediately. Okay. Planned obsolescence is a business strategy of an intentionally designing products with a short predetermined lifespan to encourage repeat purchases. This can be achieved through various methods like using inferior materials, designing for difficult repairs, or using software to hinder functionality. The goal is to drive ongoing sales and profit by making products obsolete, which can lead to increased consumption and waste. Though some argue rapid technological progress also contributes to product obsolescence. And then here's this technical obsolescence. Products are designed with components that are prone to failure or become unsupported by upgrades, such as glued-in smartphone screens that are difficult to replace. Style obsolescence. Products are made unfashionable or outmoded through marketing, promoting micro trends to encourage consumers to buy new versions of clothing or electronics. And I'll read these last two. It's functional obsolescence. Software updates, for example, can mysteriously slow down older devices. Hello, I'm dealing with it right now. I have an iPhone 14. It's been acting funky. Okay. They want me to get the 17, but hey, iPhone, I say, fuck you. I'm going to keep using my 14 till the wheels fall off. Okay. Fix my phone, you bastards. Anyways, can mysteriously slow down older devices, making them less functional and prompting users to buy new ones. Prevention of repairs. Manufacturers might use proprietary screws, glue, or software locks to prevent independent repair of products, making it difficult or impossible for consumers to extend the life of their devices. Mind you, the law protects them to do this. They can do this, and they do not have to disclose to the public how long the product's going to last. So that's just unfair. I think it's wrong. And I think, and here's it said here, is planned obsolescence legal in the U.S.? Limited lifespan is only a sign of planned obsolescence if the limit is made artificially short. The strategy of contrived durability is generally not prohibited by law, and manufacturers are free to set the durability level of their products. This is criminal. This is criminal, in my opinion, because I'll use my life as an example. I have two examples. One, this iPhone 14. It's been acting a little funky lately. It hasn't been charging as good as it used to. It's been taking a little longer. It's getting a little warmer when I'm using it now. I think it's a little warm now. No, it's cool now. But it's weird. That's one thing. Also, I have two cars. I have a 1996 Chevy Silverado, which runs like a top, runs great, right? And then I have a 2017 Nissan, right? And what's wild is the transmission blew out on my 2017 Nissan. And it blew out at like 83,000 miles. It's crazy. I've got over 200,000 miles on a 1996 Chevy Silverado, and it runs perfect. But my transmission is out on a 2017. That's, to me, that is planned obsolescence. It's intentionality to get you to keep consuming and buying. And mind you, if I went to get that done at the manufacturer or like from where I need to get it done, it would cost me $6,000. And honestly, I don't have $6,000 laying around. So that's fucked up. Keith has what year is your 95, right? Your Jeep? So that's a 30-year-old car, and that Jeep runs like it's fucking brand new. Like you could tell it's a little older, but it runs great. And it's got everything original. Keith hasn't even done any maintenance to the transmission, and it runs like a top because I've driven it too. So it's like, why does Keith's 1995 and my 96 run like a top, but my 2017's fucked up? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll say this before I pass it to Keith, because I'm really just a big complainer right now. Have you guys ever noticed, like at your grandparents' house, they have an old item, maybe like a Maytag washer or a dryer or something like that, right? They've had it since you were like a kid, or maybe even a microwave they had since you were like fucking 5 years old. You know, now you're in your late 30s or you're 40 years old, and they got the same products at their home, and theirs works. But you went and got a brand new one, right? You got a brand new washer and dryer or whatever, and it blew out in 4 years. But your grandma's still using the same one from the fucking 80s. And you wonder, like, why is hers working? It's because planned obsolescence. They want you to consume. Back in the day, they made products to last. They don't do that anymore. I've ran into mechanics that told me that they fixed on cars that had original brakes from the fucking manufacturer, bro. I'm talking about original brakes from the manufacturer. Like there was a dude that had a Chevy Silverado, but it was the SS. It was like a 2005 or something.
Yeah.
And he said the guy didn't drive it too much, but he had it brand new. And when he brought it in like what year was it? I think he said it was 2014 or some shit like that. The dude had the original brakes on it.
God dang.
And they weren't burnt out. And he said, I said, man, I was thinking to myself, like, this guy's lying. There's no way. He's got to be making up some shit. So I brought that story to another mechanic, and the mechanic was like, yeah, that's true. Actually, it's true. They intentionally make brakes, and they make things to break down more, so you have to consume it.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, this is disgusting.
Do you think that your Nissan is like planned obsolescence, or do you think that it's just poor engineering?
You know what? I'm going to lean into poor engineering. I'm going to lean into poor engineering because just the type of transmission it is, it's a CVT, right? A CVT transmission is a belt-driven transmission instead of just the typical one with the different gear, the gear ranges inside of it. And I mean, it was good while it lasted, but I would not encourage anybody to get a car with a CVT. If you're going car shopping, do not get a vehicle that has a CVT transmission in it. And I want to tell you what it means in layman's terms, or you know, what the acronym means. Hold on. CVT. I call it an EBT transmission. Okay. Continuously variable transmission, CVT. It's got like a belt that's on it. It's belt driven. It doesn't have the typical shifts. A continuously variable transmission is an automatic transmission that uses a belt, 2 pulleys to provide an infinite range of gear ratios instead of fixed gears. CVTs are also known as stepless, shiftless, or pulley transmissions. So instead of like a transmission that goes, this one's like, like it's not a typical transmission or gear shift.
Yeah.
It's good for, they use these for like race cars. Like the CVTs were popular for race cars, but those are only driven in a short race. So that's where it works. But over time, it's gonna break that.
Wearing down.
It's gonna wear all those fucking components down. But look here, I don't want to sound like a mechanic, so we can move on from this.
Yeah, I think that I've experienced this in some capacities. Like, you know, you just have like little items around your house, and you be like thinking to yourself, like some of the stuff, like even things inside the house have lasted like in the house that we live in has lasted since the house was purchased.
Yes.
And then you'll see other products where like even like certain things like our doggy door, like we had one and it was like weathered, you know what I mean? Like and it was like sun damage, you know, so it was a thing where you could obviously see that the people creating the device was like creating it in a way where they knew that, you know, the sun is going to be hitting the door for probably half of the day. But for whatever reason, they didn't account for like how the sun damage would affect, you know, the product itself. So you see like certain things like that. I think, you know, and like you said, it's definitely a thing where if these companies, in which, you know, we know in some cases they are, but if these companies are doing this intentionally, especially with like electronics,
They are.
you know, like especially like cell phones. I feel like a cell phone, before I got the 16, I had a 12, iPhone 12. And iPhone 12, the only reason I got a new one is because I gave my 12 to my mom because her phone was like, you know, you couldn't even hear her sometimes, or it was like acting weird. And, you know, it was around, I think she had a 10 or something like that before she changed it. And mind you, we on like, at the time we were on 16. That was the newest phone. So that's the only reason I changed. But the 12 was like, it was running like really good, you know? So I was able to get a good 5 years out of it before maybe 4 years out of it before I upgraded. But yeah, I think I think you should be able, I feel like as long as you physically take care of a product, it shouldn't do you wrong.
Absolutely.
Like I have a iMac 2015 at the house, and it's like there's no damage to it. You know, it ain't like the screen is cracked, nothing. It just is just very slow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know for a fact when it was probably first purchased, it was probably running like a champ. You know what I mean? You could open up, you know, the web browsers fast and all this stuff, but now it's like chugging along, you know, like in some stuff like once it gets going, it kind of like starts to run smooth, but turning it on or restarting it, sometimes it takes a good 6-7 minutes sometimes.
There's some computer hacker probably somewhere like licking his chops like, oh, you have a 2015? That's the only one that's encryptable. Like you can actually, you take that out, you get 2 fans, you mix it together. Yeah. I mean, what I do for a living, I'm a computer hacker, man. So like I'll take a 2015 and we could just like, I'll set it up for you and everything.
Yeah.
Like I've had conversations with computer nerds that'll be like, yeah. All you need is just a couple megawatts and a couple. It's like, dang,
yeah,
this guy's after it.
But that's the thing with Apple products that they're not very like customizable.
Right.
You know, like they don't, with PCs and stuff. You could build your own where you could take it apart. You can add more RAM. You could add more storage in there. But with iMacs, you can't, like. You know, they're designed similar to Tesla's, where they don't want you opening them up and building it and customizing it yourself. They want you to take it to to the smart bar so that you can take it there and then you can pay them to fix it and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a thing. I will say though, like the difference between like with iMacs or Macs in general or Apple products and my experience with PCs, like my experience with PCs is like that planned obsolescence is very short. You know, like I've had PCs and little laptops and stuff that have had like a good 3-year run. But my experience with Macs is that the only downfall is that they just stop updating after a while and they're kind of forcing you to purchase a new product. But if you can manage like not updating your computer and just like it and it still work, like you could rock it till the wheels fall off.
Look, here's the biggest prime example of planned obsolescence, and it's disgusting, but I'll tell you this. The oldest working light bulb is known as the Centennial light, and this is located in Livermore, California. This 60-watt carbon filament bulb has been burning nearly continuously since 1901 at the Livermore Pleasanton Fire Department, recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records and Ripley's Believe It or Not. The bulb longevity is attributed to its low wattage vacuum tight seal, constant power supply, and being rarely turned off. Visitors can see the bulb in person, but also via a live 24-hour webcam on the Centennial Bulb website. The video shows a firefighter talking about his experience with the Centennial light. So in 1901, they made a product that is basically has been infinite since they used it. But our lights blow out all the time on our cars. They blow out all the time in our homes. All kinds of shit. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's wild that and also too, you know what I've noticed? I think that technology has been intentionally suppressed. If you look at some of the shit that they created in the early 1900s, it would blow your socks off. Like they had all kind of different tires. You know how people can't parallel park, right? Mm-hmm. Like people have a hard time parallel parking. Mm-hmm. You know how now they have a feature where it'll parallel park for you, mm-hmm. and it uses like the sensors. Mm-hmm. Okay, back in the early 1900s, like 1926 or something, 28, they had a car that instead of parallel parking itself, you would just pull next to it, and the wheels would turn sideways and drive you in. Mm-hmm. Have you seen it? Mm-mm. Oh, man. I encourage you guys to look it up. It's the parallel parking car, where instead of parallel parking, you pull up to the parking spot and the wheels would pivot all the way to the side, and you could drive sideways and get right into the parking spot. Mm-hmm. And that's in the 1900s, but they have not come out with that feature now.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Do you know how long they've had power windows? That was in the freaking 20s. Mm-hmm. That they had power windows, bro. Like, this is not new. So when I see a car now and it's like super base package and it's not electric windows, I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man. Come on.
They do that?
What?
I haven't seen no car without no electric.
Shit. Some do. Very, very, very rare.
Yeah, I ain't seen that. I don't know about that.
Oh, yeah. I know about that. Because my grandpa used to have work trucks in the 90s that had the...
No, I'm saying a 2025 without electric windows.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. If it is, look, if they do it, it's probably industrial cars, like cars they use for like fleets at like certain places, or maybe like U-Haul and shit like that. But yeah, but I'm sure in the 2000s they still had cars without power windows. Every car does not have power windows.
Yeah.
But But I don't know, man. It kind of pisses me off a little bit. We can move on because I'm just very bitter about this subject, and I feel like my phone is it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna just baby my phone like I've been doing. I tend to turn it off. When I'm not using it, I have the battery set to a certain place.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's that.
Yeah. You keep on talking. They're gonna speed up the process on you.
I know they're gonna say this guy. We heard his podcast. We don't like him. Okay. Yeah. Let me go ahead and let's switch gears here. Okay. You want to just go to the Super Bowl? You want to mention Ty?
Yeah, we could jump to the Super Bowl.
All right, cool.
Ain't much to say.
Ain't much to say about that. All right. Switching gears. Super Bowl 60. They just announced that Bad Bunny is going to be the halftime show guy. Mm-hmm. I don't know what song he's going to perform. I'm not like I'm the biggest Bad Bunny fan, but I know some of his songs.
Yeah.
He got that one song. It's actually on MLB The Show. It's Pero Ya No. Tiene tocaría, pero ya no. Pero yo te pero ya no. That's one of the only ones I know.
I would say for me, I don't listen to Bad Bunny at all. But what I would
You
say,
listen to Good Bunny?
nah. But what I would say is, I think I genuinely think they missed an opportunity. I feel like Taylor Swift in the past 3 years or so has been like the one that everybody was talking about.
Yeah.
So I just don't, and I'm not a Bad Bunny fan. I'm not a fan of his music. So I may be, not really like seeing it from their perspective, like as a person that loves his music. And I know he's a huge artist, and I know he has like a residency in Mexico or somewhere where he's been going crazy and selling out arenas and stuff like that. So I understand like he's a huge artist. I just think, I feel like they missed the opportunity and I think she can always do it. And maybe she turned it down, who knows? But I just think like, she's in her prime right now. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just thought that and she has a new album coming out, so I just thought it would be like the perfect time for her to do it. But yeah, and I'm not even a Taylor Swift fan. I'm just talking about like an objective, like who's out there that could do a Super Bowl. I just didn't think Bad Bunny was the one.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I mean, he's so big though, man.
I think on a global scale, for sure. And I think people love him here in America too.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. I would be more interested in seeing Taylor Swift personally.
Yeah.
But I guess when you're in that position, you have to think outside of like America, and you have to think outside of like, think outside of the box a little bit. But yeah.
Yeah, man. Hit you with some Bad Bunny. Oi. He does.
Pero nunca sola.
Oi.
Amores vienen y van como las olas. El DM explota, auto le escribe.
Shout out to Bad Bunny, man. He got those as Nevarita, I think is what it's called.
That's what that's called.
Yeah, that song go hard. He got some joints on there, man. Since I'm a truck driver, I'll be listening to like different music, a whole bunch. That's like probably one of my favorite from him. It's kind of like got a vibe to it.
Yeah, I got a vibe.
I've heard I've went down the pipeline of so much different music. I've heard like Japanese R&B before.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, this shit kind of hard.
Sound good?
It's like I'm like, damn, this is like Boys to Men. Yeah, or like Chinese, they'd be like, instead of Boys to Men, it's like Boys to Yao or something. I don't know. Shout out to them though. But, yeah, man. Shout out to Bad Bunny, man. I don't know. I think Taylor Swift was a no-brainer though.
Yeah.
Especially if she's dating someone in the NFL. That would probably be the best choice.
That'd be crazy.
Imagine they in the Super Bowl and she's out there singing.
Right.
With his jersey on.
Maybe she's waiting until he retires just so it's no bad.
I don't know.
Bad
I
energy.
don't think Taylor. At first I was really annoyed by it, but it was the media that was doing it. It was never her. It was never Taylor. She was never doing anything wrong. I do think she was a little bit performative at times though, because she didn't want to be she couldn't just sit there and enjoy the game. She always felt like, you could tell when they put the camera on her, she always wants to look like animated or extra'd out.
Yeah.
But it's like, I guess it's for her brand too. Like Taylor can't just sit there and watch the game like us. Like if she's watching it, they'll be like, is Taylor mad? Or is Taylor and fucking Travis Kelce, are they breaking up?
Yeah.
Like,
they haven't been doing that this year though, which is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Like she would have had to have denied it because she thinks that Travis Kelce is still active and she don't want to mess up the energy of the game in that capacity. But if she doesn't do it when he retires or like when he's done playing, then I would be like, something's going on here.
Yeah.
She got beef with Jay-Z or something.
Yeah. Jay was like, I'm sorry, I couldn't get you on the halftime show. She's like, you know what? I'm just done with this, and we're never talking again, Jay-Z. And he's like, come on, shorty, you really gonna do that and blow your opportunity? It don't matter. I got B anyways. We gonna do what we do. Oh man, I am never, ever, ever talking to Jay-Z again. I'm never, ever, ever
Performing at the Super Bowl.
Oh man,
It's official though. They getting married. I think a lot of people is kind of looking at it like a little
fling or something.
Yeah, what they call it, like a branding thing.
Yeah,
And maybe that's real. You know, I'm not in the industry, so I don't really know. But I feel like everybody is so like pessimistic about every relationship. But yeah, I mean they stand the test of time. Unless they're still doing it. Maybe
a lot of celebrity relationships are very performative. Because wasn't she like with Harry Styles too?
Yeah, she dated a lot of people though. So I don't really.
It's a crazy video of her back in the day, like with like these two black guys.
No, it ain't.
I swear to God, it's like her like hugging these two black dudes like on a plane or something.
You must have been thinking about Miley Cyrus.
Nah, nigga, it was Taylor Swift. It was Taylor Swift, and it was like these are like real photos. Like she was like drunk. It was like two random black dudes just like on a plane
crazy.
or something. Yeah, people like just started posting these random pictures of Taylor Swift.
Dang.
I was like, dang, Taylor Swift was the original Miley Cyrus.
Dang.
And you know that Taylor Swift was a rapper, right? You didn't know that? Bro, hold on.
You mean she rapped before?
She rapped before, yes.
Oh, I mean, I could believe that.
Yeah, she had like a rap name and everything.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro, this shit is wild. Hold on, let me see something. Taylor Swift rap music. Here it is, Taylor Swift featuring T-Pain, bro. I'm shocked you don't. I mean, I caught this earlier, like it popped up. Hold on.
I'm like 8'4", blonde hair to the floor. You shorties never thought I dreamed about rapping hardcore. No, I ain't got a gun. No, I never really been in a club. Still live with my parents, but I'm still a thug. I'm so gangster. You can find me baking cookies at night. You out clubbing?
That's Taylor Swift, man.
All right. And on that note, if you made it to the end of this podcast,
you can find me baking cookies at night.
Yeah, it's not.
You said you was a thug, and then you said you baked cookies, and her mom was all in the video.
That's crazy.
Looking like the mom from freaking Family Guy.
I think what happens with those things is
like a one-off?
You get T-Pain probably wrote it.
Yeah.
And it probably was a situation where it's like the Disney, Nickelodeon kind of situation where you got the young, hot teenage, artists, and you just kind of want to, experiment. And but that's really corny.
It was wild, bro.
Yeah.
That was a wild time for Taylor Swift, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad she stuck with the singing, though.
I'm glad you stuck with this. I'm glad you became white again. Yeah, because that wasn't working.
Yeah.
And then T-Pain was in the background like, yeah. You know how he made his typical sound effects?
Yeah.
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 I remember I had this crazy crush on this girl back in college. I won't say it was a crush, but I was a little bit infatuated. You know, I was young.
Yeah.
And that song used to come on. I'm sprung. No, she got me. That was like my simp anthem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You felt that song resonated with you.
That song resonated with me.
I feel you.
It was like you a straight up bitch. I'm sprung. Oh, she got me.
Got me doing things I never do.
You can find me baking cookies at night.
I'm really, really white.
There you go. Yeah. Shout out to Jay-Z. All right. Well, if you made it to the end of this episode, thank you for listening to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Things.
We're out of here.
Peace.